Good morning, everyone. In a video that is late coming because I wasn't sure to do it, because I have said that I will not talk about politics on my channel unless it's the very obvious politics that obviously infect movies and TV shows and always have. So, I kind of didn't want to do this, but it's just too big of a story to pass up, so we are going to tread lightly on this topic. We are going to tread lightly on this topic and try not to step on anyone's toes. That's impossible, isn't it? Well, let's see if we can get through this, shall we? Because it's just too big of a story to pass up. So, apparently what happened the other day is that, Hollywood productions were smooth sailing overseas, productions like, Avengers Doomsday and Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, and then they got a rude awakening that the Orange Man was going to put an 100% tariffs on all films produced outside of America, so that if you export your project from America to a foreign country to shoot it, like Avengers Doomsday is right now shooting in London, then you get an 100% tariff on that film. And so this declaration caused pandemonium from Hollywood, saying that we are going to die because of this. This is the death blow to Hollywood. No way that we can survive this. Emergency meetings were held, to ask questions like, are we going to have to shut down these massive productions that we're doing right now? Oh no, Avengers Doomsday might be halted in production. We can't lose that film. So yeah, massive pandemonium from Hollywood saying that this is the death blow to them and that they are going to die. However, I was not upset by this, and let me tell you why. And this is as far as I will go talking about politics and all of that stuff. Is one thing that I understand throughout the years. You guys, so much that is said to you from news outlets, from politicians, from all of that kind of stuff, so much is said to get a reaction out of you, to spark outrage or panic out of you. And that is what I have seen happen with politicians and the media for years. Politics are not my passion, but I've seen this happen for years, that so much is said to get you upset, to make you run around in circles and scream. So much of that is said, like we were seeing said some time ago that a certain politician might be running for a third term when that is illegal. And there was pandemonium about that, but turns out that's walked back on now. Like, so much is said just to get you running around in circles and upset about something and feeling like it's the end of the world. This video will probably be titled something like, "Is the tariffs about to be giving the Hollywood the death blow?" And I'm like, I can use titles as well to entice you to click on a video, to get you to watch something. Like, that's how it all works. And so I'm like, you need to just, this does sound on its face outrageous and ridiculous, but you need to give it time to play out and see what's going to happen. And sure enough, a little bit later, we hear that this plan is not set in stone, and that this is not going to be what's actually going to happen. This is just a negotiating tactic to get in the door, to start talking to these people. So we've got people like John Voight out there saying that I've read the plans. I've read the plans essentially saying like how they're going to negotiate with Hollywood about changing the business. Now, here's how you guys have to understand what is actually happening here. For a long time now, like, do you guys know, like, Hollywood is considered the hub? Like, that's why I'm constantly saying Hollywood on here when referring to the movie industry, right? Because that's where it's thought of being the production hub of movies and where the stars live and where most movies are produced. That hasn't been true for a while. Actually, it is ridiculously expensive to shoot in California, period, but especially LA. There are so many regulations, there are so many taxes that need to be paid if you want to shoot in LA. It is so exuberantly expensive. Even after the strikes, like, people have not been getting work. There's all these articles out there that are adjacent to Hollywood about how production is down 40%. Only like 20% of productions are even held in LA anymore. You go down there to work, there is no work in LA because no one wants to shoot there because of how expensive it is. What they do is they export productions to Atlanta, Georgia, Canada, London a lot. Like, because they have more tax incentives, they have more tax breaks there, they are cheaper to shoot there. They don't have the ridiculous regulations that LA does. And LA could, soften the grip of regulations and taxes, but they won't do that. They won't do that here in California, and that is why most of our films get exported. So this is what's really going on. This is about how much regulations that there are in California and LA and whatnot for these tax breaks and all of that. And I believe what is happening is negotiations to try to bring down all those taxes. Like, we do have tax breaks that you can get in California, but then the bar to get them is so high that most people can't even reach them. So that's what I believe this actually is. So here's the thing about it. We are dealing with, this is definitely coming from Republicans, people from that persuasion coming in to try to discuss this coming from Hollywood. And here's the thing I see from a business perspective. There's a reason why my channel is talking about, like, a lot of the downfall in Hollywood and a lot of the problems. Like, it is not an efficiently run business. It's not an efficiently run business. A lot of their problems, if not most of them, they're self-inflicted. They don't need to be this way, but they are. They could change, but they don't. They could make original films that are successful. They punt them off in favor of doing more Marvel films. That's what they do. They could lower their ridiculously high standards and taxes and regulations for doing films, but they do not. Like, they complain about their business dying, but then they don't make any attempt to change anything. So from my perspective, no matter who it's coming from, like, something needs to change in Hollywood. Like, there's occasionally I get somebody coming in here laughing at me saying that I'm lying about the industry dying. Just to get clicks and stuff. And it's like, but the industry itself knows that it's dying. We see how many major bombs there are a year. It's been like this for so many years now. We see how their streaming services aren't doing well. We see how people can't get work from the industry anymore. We see how everything has to be exported and how badly we treat this medium. Like, something has to change. Sooner or later, we can't keep going on like this. We can't keeping on with these practices that are going to kill the industry. Now, as much as I want things to change, as much as I am excited to see change, then there's also questions and caveats from me. Like, something that I see some people wondering is that they're like, I don't want Hollywood to become a propaganda arm of the government, because obviously the top government right now from the US is getting involved in how business is done in Hollywood. And that's scaring people. Like, I don't want Hollywood to become a propaganda arm of the government. And I would agree. I agree that no matter who it is coming from, I do not want Hollywood to become a propaganda arm of the government. I would like there to be creative freedom. Here's the problem. Hollywood has already, been involved with the government. They've already had, these executives in tight with people from the government, different regimes, donating great amounts of money for them. They're already very tight with these people. The movies are already very politically charged, just from one perspective. Now, I wouldn't want it to all of a sudden become politically charged from the other perspective. Like, I don't want Hollywood to now just become like, now it used to be like the more from Democrats are people who are influencing the messaging of movies, and now it's going to be just Republicans. Like, used to be like the standard for how you portray men in films is that they're sad clowns, and now I'm like, is the other way going to be now they're always idealized as just super masculine and always right all the time? Like, both those are extremes that wouldn't be good. I don't know if that's, well, it's like at this point, the future is a little uncertain. I don't know if these deals are going to go through. I don't know what the ultimate deals that they make at the end. I think that if it goes their way, because Hollywood, ultimately, there are a lot of CEOs who were saying that, yeah, we're perfectly willing to work out with this. And these sort of negotiations wouldn't be happening if they weren't talking to some CEOs there and, wanting to make something happen there. And I think if this has a lot of influence, then you might get more of a different political side now influencing Hollywood and that happening. And what I just want at the end of the day is good films to come out and for there to be good business practices. So right now, the future is a little bit uncertain to me. I want the best to come out of this. I do want Hollywood to change in a positive way. We have yet to see how this is going to go, like what the ultimate deal is going to be. How much does this affect just the business aspect of how Hollywood is run, and how much is it going to affect what kind of themes are in the stories? Is this going to start to swing too far in the other side? Well, now you have a different political party influencing movies and now having it all just be their propaganda. We have to see, but the point of this video is that, yeah, Hollywood does need to change, but don't, I wouldn't fall for like the fear mongering about how everything is just going to burn down. Like having negotiations about anything might prevent it from burning down if they can have any sort of positive deal come out of this. But we have to see, because Hollywood is already on a trajectory where it's going to burn itself down with how its business practices are happening. We just have to see if anything positive comes out of this and if there's any sort of compromising deal that is a positive thing. But it's probably not going to be the 100% tariffs on everything. It's not going to be that no films are shot overseas anymore. It's just a negotiating tactic. Don't fall for politicians and news pundits going crazy over stuff. Like this is what they want. They want you to go crazy, and that's the entire point of it. So right now, I'm just going to sit back and see what happens with this. Is a good deal for Hollywood going to be reached out of this? And is it going to be that we actually have good business practices? Or is it, what's going to happen next? Is the pendulum going to swing too far the other way? We have to see. So I hope that I handled this topic all right. Let me know what you think in the comments about all this and whether you agree or disagree. And if you think that this is all just bad news from the start and that Hollywood is just going to continue to go on a downward trajectory, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time.